This is a puzzle by rdndnt called Candy Canes. I got it from the Sudoku Testing Submissions channel. I do want to say real quick before we get started, I tried to add some filters and stuff to my microphone. I got a new computer, so all my settings from... I've made videos in the past on other channels, so I'm trying to improve my mic quality. But yeah, it's a work in progress, of course, and yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Hopefully it's better. Okay, so the rules. Oh, I'll put the link to the puzzle down in the description, and let's go over the rules. So thermometers, digits increase as you move along the thermometer away from the bulb. So let's say this was a 4. We somehow discovered this is a 4. This would have to be less than a 4. This would have to be greater than a 4. If we then discover that this is a 7, which I guess isn't possible, let's change these numbers slightly. If we then discover that this is 3 and a 6, then this digit in between would have to be less than the 6 because it's closer to the bulb, but greater than the 3 because it's farther away from the bulb. Crop key dots, that's what these white dots are. Just means that these two digits are consecutive. So if this is a 5, okay, if this is an 8, let's say, then this is a 7 or a 9. I don't think it's probably too hard. These thermometers are pretty long, and that sometimes can be an indication of at least not making the puzzle too terribly difficult. But you can probably judge by the length of the video. So, as I said, link in the description. Let's get started. Each of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. I'm gonna good lift these and just write down every option, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, I guess, reductions. I'm not sure. A lot of these pencil marks aren't going to last very long, but I don't want to do each thermometer individually either, so I just will do them all at once. Whoops. This is, what is it, 6, 7, 8, and then the last one is 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's see where... If we looked here, the only place for a 1 in the row is right here, which I guess I could have noticed without typing in all the digits, because 1 can never be anywhere but the very beginning of a thermometer, just because there's nothing less than 1, of course. And similarly, this must be the 9, because there's no... 9 can only be at the end of the thermometer because there's nothing greater than it. Okay, so 9 means that the only consecutive digit there is 8, so this can't be an 8, which is going to cascade down. Looking in here, looking in this row, also 2 and 3 are limited to these 2 spots. So this must be a 2-3 pair. And this is the only spot for a 4. So that must be a 4. So these 2 can't be 3 any longer, and this is going to cascade down as well. And then this is a quadruple, just 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the only options. That would have been another way to look at this row, but I think my way might have been actually easier for once. I'm usually the type of solver that does things the wrong, backwards way, and then realize, oh, wait a minute, there was easy logic. Okay, this 3 means that can't be a 3. So this is, what are the options here? Oh, there's a 4 there, of course. So that's just a 2. So what are these options? 5, 6, 7? Neither of these can be 8. This can't be a 7 any longer because we have a 7, 9 pair over here. So this is a 4, 5, 6. One of these is a 4. I don't know if we'll need this, but since one of these is a 4, whichever thermometer the 4 is on is going to be a 4, 3, 2, 1. So we can also say one of these is a 1, one of these is a 2, one of these is a 3. I'm going to... Well, that's not going to be helpful. Blue does not work well with thermometers. Okay. I'm going to mark those green just so I can kind of remember that. One of these thermometers is 4, 3, 2, 1. Which, you know, could be helpful later. Maybe? Hopefully? Let's see. I guess 1 is in one of these 2 spots. It can't be along the thermo. and 1 is not a consecutive digit to 7, 8, or 9. So just might be there. This is 6 or 8. Those are the only consecutive digits to those two. If this was a 6, the puzzle breaks, I think. So if this is a 6, this is a 7, this is an 8, this is a 9. But then we can't fill this because this cell must be consecutive to the 7. Let's just type that out. So the 6 forces the maximums, but then the 7 doesn't have a consecutive digit. So that's something small at least. And actually this is probably might be where I want to look. That is very constricted. Yeah. One of these two is a 2 because the 2 blocks out there. I guess I could have seen that already. But this is very restricted. Not quite, like, any sort of set. There's just one extra digit in there. If I do this, then it's 4 digits and 3 cells. If I go to here, then we add the 5, but we do add another cell as well. What about the column here? This is also, I guess, I don't know how helpful this is, but that's a X-wing on 1s. So I'll explain what that means. Let's do a different color. So in this column, 1 can only be at the very beginning of the thermometer or all the way at the top. It can't be in this cell because it's not consecutive to the end of the thermometer. And similarly over here in column 2, it's limited to the top or the bottom. So what that means is in the final puzzle, or the final solution to the puzzle, we'll either have a 1 down here and a 1 up here, or a 1 down here and a 1 up here, because of course we can't have, both 1s in the same row, so they'll be opposite sides, which effectively means that we can't have 1s in any of these spots. Because if we tried to put another 1, let's say right here, then neither of these would be 1, and then both of these columns 1s would have to be up at the top row. I'm not sure how helpful that will be, but I'm going to mark it. These little curves are just slightly annoying because, I don't know, one thing that at least I think about a lot with thermometers, and probably is a decent thing to think about, is if you can force, like, kind of how 4 forces 4, 3, 2, 1, you could force, like, if this end of the thermometer saw all 3 of these parts of the thermometer, then this couldn't be a 7, because this would force 7, 8, 9, and block off all the options. Now, of course, these go over into the other column, so that doesn't matter, but lots of times with just, straight thermometers, that's something you can use, but I do not see how to use it here. I guess 9 in this box must be in one of those 2 spots, and also 2 must be in one of these 2 spots, because this 2 is looking over. And also, similarly, 1 is in one of these spots. Well, this can't be a 4. If this was a 4, this would be a 5, which would then put a 4 there. Oh, okay, here we go. This is good. This is a 6. This is actually doing what I literally just talked about. If this was a 6, the puzzle breaks. So let's go through that. This is a 6. This is going to be forced to be 7, 8, 9, which then breaks the puzzle there, although that's not what I noticed. I noticed it in the column, because that would force, the 6, 7 forces this to be an 8, and this to be a 9, and then there's no possible digit to go in there. So this is not a 6 either, which forces this to be a 6. Which forces this to be a 5 and this to be a 7. And actually, I didn't reduce these before, since neither of these can be 6, neither of these can be 5, neither of these can be 4, neither of these can be 3. Now we just have a bunch of pairs across that row. What about this 7 do? Neither of these can be 7. So 7 is on both of these lines, not super helpful. 5 as well, that can't be a 5. That doesn't go down any farther, neither does that one. This can't be a 5. So this is, both of these are evens, so this can't be an even. Just one, I don't know, kind of obvious thing once you think about it, but until you think about it, it's not obvious. One digit on the side of a crop key dot must be even and the other one must be odd. Like you must have one odd, one even. Just because, of course, any odd number, if you add 1 to it, then it's going to be even. Similarly, if you take an even number and you add 1 to it, it's going to be an odd number. So since we know that this side is even, we know this side can't be even. Just, yeah, one of those tricks that makes perfect sense once you think about it, but until you think about it, it does not work, or does not help. So we know, I was going to say, yeah, we know 7, 8, and 9 are in these 4 spots. And actually, I should have filled this in. This is 6, 7, 8, or 9. Actually, that doesn't matter as much as I thought it was going to. I thought that was going to form a quadruple or something in there, but it does not. We almost have another triple like we had down in row 6, but it's just a little bit off, and same right there, just a little bit off. Okay, if this is 8, then this must be 7. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that a problem? What do I start with? If this is 8, this is 7. Oh, that's a problem. That's just a problem. I don't have to do a long chain for that. So if this is an 8, then this must go down to 7. But, as and it turned red, F Puzzles already knows this is wrong. This must go up. Must be an 8. It's forced to be the maximum. And then, of course, there's 2 8s in the box, so this cannot be an 8. This must be a 6. This can't be a 6 any longer. This can't be a 6, so this can't be a 7. It can't. There's no digit here that's less than it, so that must be the 7. Which is going to force this to be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get rid of those real quick. And that's going to force, yeah, that's going to force that to go upwards. This must be the 1 then, of course, for the X-Wing. I'll just leave that colored. I was going to remove the coloring, but I don't think that's too invasive of coloring. This is 6, 7, 8, or 9. Does that help at all? I'm not sure. I'll write that in. This is 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it can't be a 2. Oh, what am I doing? 6, 7 can't be in here. So this must be an 8, this must be a 9. So this can't be a 9, this can't be an 8. And that's actually going to trickle down a little bit. Remove some of the options. We now have a 5, 6, 7 triple here, so this can't be 5 or 6, this must be 4. And then this can't be a 7 either. So this can no longer be 6. And it also can't be 9 because of the 9 there. So we have a 7, whoops, a 7, 8 pair. I don't know if that's helpful. If this was an 8, the puzzle's broken because this 8 puts 9 there, which then needs an 8 there. Let's just look at it. Clearly, 8 here forces the maximum here, which is the 9, and then the only digit consecutive to that is the 8 again. So that can't be 8, this can't be 7. And in fact, 8 must be on this line. That's the only even digit possible. Oh, and there's literally an 8 right there. That makes that easy. So, yeah, we have that resolved. 6, 7 is all that's left in the column. Oh, and there's a 6 right there, which would have made that easier if I had noticed that. What's left in this row? Oh, this can't be a 1. That's what the whole X-Wing thing I was talking about. Let's see, this could be 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are already used in the row, so this can't be a 1. Oh, and this can't be a 3. Because of the 3 there. This is... Oh, there's a 7 right here. That makes that a 7. It's the only place left in the box, which makes this 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 6. This can't be a 1. This can't be a 7. Oh, this can't be a 6, of course. Oh, again, this must have an 8 in it. This crapkey dot, which removes 8 as a possibility up there. Oh, which does break... This breaks the puzzle. If this is a 6, which... F puzzles looks very far ahead, I guess. If this is a 6, then this must be 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's an 8 right there. I was thinking because it breaks this cell would be unfillable, but yeah, I guess there's an 8 looking right there that I didn't see. That's what I was talking about with making things a little bit harder than they need to be for myself. That 1 looks over here, which is going to make things a bit easier, or a bit more filled in. And this must be 8, 8, 9. That's all that's left in the box. One must go there. We just basic Sudoku. 8, 9 must be over here, actually. And actually, I just noticed, similar to the last puzzle, although, is this the case in every row? Or in every set of columns? Yeah, like the last puzzle. Although the last puzzle was very obvious with the braiding. We have 2, 3, 4 here, 2, 3, 4 here, so this must be 2, 3, 4 as well. Oh, it just makes that a 2, because there's a 3 and a 4 in the row. This can't be a 2. But yeah, also 1, 8, 9, so we know that, and this is 5, 6, 7. This is 5, 6, 7, which must be a 6 because we have a 5 and a 7 in the row. I think this was, like, I don't think this was planned. Maybe there's some way that I could have noticed this earlier? No, because 2 of these digits must be in here. Because these 3 digits can't be in any of these spots. So at least 2 of these digits must be in here, but I don't think it's necessarily the case that all 3 of them must be in this other thermometer. I don't see it right away. But yeah, the same thing is going here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have a 2 and a 3 in the row. So this is a 1, 2, 3. And now we are... Oh, I just realized I did something dumb. I literally said that there was an 8 looking at this and never filled that in. I got there anyways. This is a... What is this? An 8. We filled in the 7 up there, so this... 6. This can't be a 6 because there must be an even digit on this crop key, which makes that the 6. What's left here is... oh, there's a 6 right there. This is an 8. This is 5, 4. This is 9, 6, 7. Whoops, 9, 6, 7. This can't... Neither of these can be 6, so this is 6, 7, 9. Whoop. Let's type the correct digits. What is this? 3, 4, 5, and this is 7, 8, 9. This must be a 7 because we have an 8, 9 in the row. This must be an 8, and this is whatever's left. This 7 is going to resolve this over here, which is going to just resolve everything. And a 5. Perfect. Finished that up. It wasn't too difficult. Probably like maybe a 1.5, maybe a 2. I'll say maybe a 2 out of 5 difficulty. On the easier side of 2, though, I think. I think, like, it did take me 20 minutes, but I do think explaining as I go out loud for the video does slow me down. It was a good puzzle, but I think it was just a little bit on the easy side of 2. And this X-Wing was totally useless. But you never know. You might as well, you know, mark that down when you see it. Because it could have been helpful later on in the solve. But yeah, thanks to rdndnt for the puzzle, and thank you guys for watching.